really wanted to go through because I feel like there's a lot to be learnt from Has. I think there's a lot of players on the ladder copying what he did. I like copying what he did on Star-Lord, and I've written down quite a few builds from watching his series at Valencia into my book of filth. But not just that, I also feel like it helps me, you know, be aware of what cheese there is out there and some of the different clever things you can do to take advantage of an opponent, especially in PvT with the previous series I've cast, which will be up on YouTube in the near future. I think some of them are probably already up. But it's always a pleasure casting this, man. Up here in the top left-hand side, guys, this is the WCS Valencia Semifinals. A game one of this best-of-5 set. In the blue, the German powerhouse. He is an absolute wall to his opponent's success. It is Showtime. Demour, as he is known. The fucking fortress, the wall. It's just the wall, right? Or is it like the fortress? I always forget the translation. I love the sound of it though. Demour. Demour. German speakers in chat who apparently have trouble sleeping can update me. Down here in the bottom right hand side in the red, the Protoss player. He's a psychopath. His name is Has. Has is the kind of guy who showers with a knife in hand. Has is the kind of guy whose grandma or mother is like a skeleton in the room, and he talks to it, and then he sometimes puts on a wig and pretends to be her. He's a wild fellow. I know this because of the way he plays StarCraft, guys. It's definitely not my bias against players that play aggressively. It's no, it's a science fact. It's a science fact. Honestly, he's a bloody genius. We've seen him just steamroll his way through the semifinals. Not steamroll. All the series have been incredibly close, actually, except for the 2-0 versus a laser, which still, he beat a laser. Holy crap. Oh my god, Has just pulled probes to try and kill Showtime's probe. This is something you never look for, because nobody at this level of play would ever do that, because you know and you assume your opponent is watching the probe at this level and will always micro it away, as Showtime did. But the reason he tried it is because people get lazy, because no one tries it anymore, because everybody assumes it's wrong, it's a bad play, it's not going to work. They stop looking out for it, and sometimes it catches them off. So Has is like, fuck it, grab 5 probes, try to surround. Showtime says, no, you idiot, I'm not going to fall for that. And the probe's actually going to stay in here. It's going to sacrifice itself to see what pops out of the gateway. So Showtime does see it is going to be a sentry and a stalker, and he's going to run circles just to make sure these units don't push across the map. Meanwhile, Showtime, a big fan of the double adept opening, is going to shade out across the map. Albatross X3. Thank you so much for the big 32 viewer host, Alba. Mods, can we get a shout out command for Alba in the chat, please? If you guys want to see a fantastic stream, go and give a follow over to Alba's way, and that would be amazing. My mod's like, we don't even know how to use that command. All right, guys, we're teaching you. Oh shit, a mosquito just flew by. We're gonna have to put on Despacito again, I think. Oh no, the adepts just got in the wall. Oh, he wasn't able to get the pylon down in time. 2 probes go down, a 3rd goes down. Will he get the 4th? Oh, there's no shell battery, so yeah, he might even get a 5th actually. Let's see. Oh, is he gonna try and keep this alive? Ooh, the Stalker's around a position. He's going to get that probe. Oh, 5 probe kills. Absolutely epic damage. And sees that it's Twilight first. Showtime is going Phoenix. He knows he's got the tech advantage so far in this game. Phoenix, oh, I guess it's not really tech advantage. You know, if they're going Blink first, then, you know, they can kind of counter it. But anyway, guys, if that mosquito comes back, I may pause the cast. Oh my god, you're kidding me. He gets in again? He's just killed 2 probes. He's just killed 2 more probes. Why is he only up 1 worker? Has is probing like a psychopath right now. Has has actually built so many more workers than you normally build. I don't know if this is in reaction. He's like, I'm going to let the adepts in and just tank the damage. You killed 7 workers? It's okay, we're even. Showtime's so worried about an all incoming. He's not probing up right now. He's like, yeah, this Nexus is mega late. He's going to dive in one more time. Ooh, he missed that first shot. Hit the Stalker accidentally. There we go. 2 probes do go down. A 3rd one and a 4th. Is he going to get a 5th? Oh, he might go down. No, barely gets out of there. Sentry in the top right. Oh, that was to send a hallucination in. So the reason you send your sentry to a corner is that way their phoenixes won't intercept it because it's coming from an odd angle. Really cute little adjustment we see a lot from high-level players. Phoenix come in, grab another probe or two. They do have to fall back, so no massive damage so far. Showtime's still being very conservative on his probe count. He says, look, I've killed so many workers. Surely you're going to go all in. I've got to build Void Rays and Observers to be ready for DTs and Blinkstalker all-ins. And meanwhile, Has is like, nah, I'm just going to probe up. Let's see. If he starts chrono boosting probes, this is going to be the funniest thing. If this friggin' mosquito comes back, I'm going to kill it. We were playing These Mosquitos yesterday on the stream. It's a game where I play Despacito, and then when the chorus hits, I smack the fuck out of a mosquito until it dies. It's an interesting game. It doesn't really have a lot of depth. I'd say StarCraft takes a little bit more skill. Speaking of good snipes, Phoenix does get out of there. All right, so Immortals are on the way. Showtime's up 4 probes, has a sentry, has a shield battery, a zealot, and a adept. Zealot's really good because if they blink forward to kill your Void Ray, the zealots are able to attack. Whereas normally, of course, on their own, zealots are kind of shit. But if you add Immortals or Void Rays, you've basically got the superior range damage. The only way Stalkers can beat Immortals and Void Rays is blinking on top of them and gunning them down very quickly. You add zealots in there, you counteract the ability to do that. Meanwhile, there's just nothing for Has. He's just trying to probe back up. Maybe try and get a base trade later on. He scouts. He sees there's not that many probes on the natural, and if he compares that to his own base, he's like, you know what? I'm not actually really far behind in probes, even though I've obviously taken some terrible trades with the workers this game. You know what? A lot of adepts died for it. It's not that bad. Because Has actually does go a little bit higher on the workers than other players. He's even going to take a very fast third. Showtime sees that. And how do you respond to this as Showtime, I wonder? Do you take your own fast third? Do you just go straight for charge? Or is he going to take gases, go for Archons, play a very standard defensive game? I'm really curious to see what Showtime's approach is here. Because, yeah, it's going to be fast charge. This is how you come back. SOS taught us a lesson on this about 2 years ago, I believe it was. SOS was deader than you've ever seen a pro gamer in a PvP. Infinitely behind. And you know what he decided to do? He just never took the gases on his natural, never took the gases on his third, had way worse upgrades. His opponent had a ton of Archons, a ton of gases, about 15 more probes all game. And then SOS surrounded him with about 45 zealots coming from 3 different flanks because he hid his information really well. His opponent didn't realize it was so many zealots. And he actually won a fight where his army was about 3,000 resources lower in value. And we all said, SOS is a fucking god, and apparently that's how you come back in PvP. You go for mass charge lot and you look for the perfect fight. Showtime, though, says, look, I'm going to hit him before he gets there. The gateway explosion's not ready. He's trying to set up a counterattack pylon. He's trying to do all these things. Guess what? I've got adepts. I've got force fields. I know my opponent doesn't have Archons yet. His Templar Archive's just finished. But he doesn't have time to get an Archon to break the force fields. He doesn't have time to get charge finished. The Stalkers come in from behind the Immortals, make quick work of those. He can still just plonk a force field down there. Yep, couple of nice force fields go down. Showtime's Prism is set up. That Immortal chases off the Stalkers on the left. And that is it. Showtime with a decisive timing attack is going to take Has firmly by the hand and say, get out, mate. You're done. You've had a few too many drinks. Nah, we're starting off this series my way. Look at that. Oh, that Void Ray just doesn't die. Finally goes down. And a very good victory there. Silly screw up by Has to let the Adepts in the base. Not just once, but twice. Actually, the third time as well. It was like 6 Adepts, wasn't it? Yeah, it was the Zest build of 6 Adepts and a Phoenix. And he let them in so many times. Urgh. That's a kind of silly way to lose. There was an SSL Mosquito. Really, Jagged Soul? I do not remember that. When in doubt, go for the DT route, says Eric Master. Indeed. There was, of course, a very quick observer because Showtime realized there could have been a DT shrine hidden on the map somewhere that he might have missed with his Phoenix. What game do Has mine from both his opponent's golds on Redshift, says Eric Master? Was it versus Kelazur or special, guys? I think it was versus it was Kelazur. It was Kelazur where he builds, yeah, he goes and builds a gold on the outside of Kelazur's gold. But he was already so far ahead. He builds a Nexus there. It was gross. Yeah, Kelazur didn't scout it. Otherwise, it was game 1 of the series, I think. Otherwise, he would have tilted super hard, man. He would have tilted so hard. I know I would have anyway. If an enemy's inside your sentry shield, does the damage get reduced? No. No. All right. Lost and Found. is the next map. Just checking I cast these in the correct order. Sorry for the downtime, guys. Replays are now, you know, a couple of weeks old, so got to kind of tab in and tab out. What are they, 2.5 weeks old now? 3 weeks? 2.5, 3 weeks, something like that. It's a Guardian Shield Mac attack for the win. Sentry Guardian Shield. You said Sentinel Shield? Technically not the right term, but sounds pretty much like the right thing, doesn't it? I'm going to correct you on that. But yeah, that's what Sentinel actually sounds pretty cool. How is there not a Protoss unit called a Sentinel? Or is there like a special campaign unit called a Sentinel? I feel like there should be. Anyways, up here in the top right in the blue, he's up 1 game. It is Demour, aka Showtime. Tobias Siba. One of my favorite Protoss players. I've learnt a ton from Showtime. You guys can check out my YouTube, search Showtime. Had him on for a few shows explaining different builds he's done earlier on in Legacy of the Void. We've talked about his BlizzCon matches back at the end of 2016. He was on my show to talk about that. So he's been on Pro Talk a few times. He's been on What If Wednesdays, I believe, as well. This man down here, you can also find featured on my YouTube. I often make him face off against No Regret in the Cheese Down Show Match series. It is Has. And that is just Gate Gas. Ooh, Has puts down. He's faking a cannon rush. He's faking a cannon rush. Oh, Showtime's not scouting, so he doesn't know it's fake. So he's got to respect this. But look at this. Minimal investment, just 3 probes. And he says, you know what? I'm just going to put a gateway there. Completely eliminates the threat of you walling off, and I need a second gateway anyway. Cute. Ooh, he could be naughty though. He could put a pylon there and put a cannon there. But I think Showtime's like, nah, you're faking. So he's made that read. He's like, nah, no second probe, no second pylon, immediate cancel. And Showtime just continues his build. So no real over response there. It's not like it's too bad for Has. All you did was build a pylon and cancel it. You forced 3 or 4 probes off the line. But behind this, oh my lord, single gateway opening into pylon on the low ground. Ooh, I wonder if he fast expands. I would personally love to see a very quick robo build here from Has. But I think it's going to be Stargate into Phoenix. Has is very good at Phoenix play. And Stalker getting chronoed. Obviously you need that. You want to deny the scouting here. This probe's going to hang around for a little bit longer. I wonder if Showtime sacrifices it. Showtime's going double Stalker. He's going to get his own 3rd pylon on the low ground. Now the 3rd pylon on the low ground allows you to build shield batteries to secure this location. The problem with going for it is if your opponent 1-bases and you need to pull up your ramp, you lose structures on the low ground on top of any natural expansion you've got to cancel. So shield battery, Stargate in the main, as to be expected. Oh shit, sorry guys, I just rewound by 10 seconds. 15 seconds actually. That back button. I'm gonna rebind that real quick, guys, so I stop making that mistake. We're gonna change that hotkey because I do that all the time, and it's just bad. It keeps happening. And oh, it's not gonna let me do that. Oh right, it's because it's. Never mind. Because it had to log off to load up the replay because it's an older replay. Ah well. Professional production is how we do it, guys. Didn't see the Stargate. Can probably assume it's there though. Do we have any Stalkers out? No, these 2 Stalkers. Now, is it 4? Yeah, it's a 4 Stalker opening for Showtime this time. 3rd pylon finishes at the front of the natural. And, oh, a 3rd gateway. Showtime's going to play very aggressive here. And you know what? This is just what I was talking about. This shield battery on the low ground could actually be a real weakness here. Has doesn't know what he's up against right now. Everything has looked standard. These Stalkers not looking to deny scouting, though. Showtime wants to put on pressure. Because he's seen it's a 1-gate opening, he feels like he can get over there and do something. The problem is this probe's going to see it's 1-base, and that's the problem. That can be really nasty. Okay, Stalker's coming in 2 versus 2. 2 by 2. Hands of blue. Oh, that probe gets in. Doesn't see the 3rd gateway, but even seeing no natural is already a pretty good tell. Has not going to expand. Chrono boosting Phoenix, which are fantastic units in low unit count situations. Being able to pick up your opponent's units and force them to fight in range of the shield battery, always useful. Phoenix finds a pylon. And you know what? There is a robo on the way at home, but that's a very late robo. I feel like Showtime is was thinking about just 3-gating, but now he's kind of trying to add another transition. I mean, if he warps in 3 Stalkers, he still might be able to make this work. Probe's going to come in. Phoenix is going across the map. You got to keep that Phoenix at home. He needs to check the Nexus right now. Has is saying, look, I think since I've scouted it, you might actually just expand. So he's super eager. He doesn't know about the Stalkers coming in. And he is going to have to sacrifice those buildings on the low ground by the looks of it. Yeah. Shield Battery trying to heal up its little Pylo. But in the end, Pylo cannot stand up to the barrage of lasers. Poor Pylo. And Stalker's on the main ramp. There we go. Sentry is warped in. Can force field to keep him out. That's why the Warp Prism is on the way. But you got to be afraid if the Warp Prism gets sniped. Oh my god, did a Stalker just die? I think it was just a probe. I think it was just a probe of Showtime providing high ground vision there. I'm not 100% sure. The force field is the big threat until that Prism gets here. But the Phoenix can catch the Prism. And if they catch that, it shuts this push down. Has is up on 30 probes as well. He's actually mining significantly more on one base. Showtime's only got 16 probes. These extra 8 probes on minerals are actually providing a bit more mining. And Has is still building probes because apparently he's a crazy person who thinks you need more probes on one base than people build for 2 bases. Yeah, I don't know. Has is crazy, dude. He's building at depths. Interesting. They're going to be good at tanking damage, providing a little bit of range damage output. This Warp Prism made it across the map here. There's a Robo on the way defensively. 2 shield batteries. That's a lot of Stalkers. That is 13 Stalkers. Heathen Sauce, thank you for the Twitch Prime sub. Welcome to the Pigsty, my friend. Enjoy hanging out here, watching some cheesy Protoss games. Those Phoenix just came in, but they got pushed back by these 3 Stalkers. That is 3 Stalkers at home, though. The Phoenix are going to come back. And that is, what, 5 Phoenix? They could dive on that Prism. If the Stalkers commit, the Phoenix could dive in. But already a gateway goes down. The core's taking damage. Shield Battery's getting trained a little bit here as those Zealots take damage as well. But here we go. Immortal's almost out. That's very important for Has. That provides much needed firepower. You've got to remember that he can kind of push up the ramp now, Can Showtime, because he's got that Warp Prism. So yeah, able to push forward, drains one Shield Battery almost entirely, kills a Zealot as well. The Stalker's doing very well here. His own sentries coming in. The Phoenix, though, are killing all of his Stalkers back at home. And with that Immortal there, this is where Has can start to fight kind of decently. Force field on the ramp to buy a bit of time. But that Immortal not shooting this whole time has been disastrous. He needs that Immortal dishing out there. He's going to wait for the second Immortal. He's out of energy there. But the Stalker count back at home is gone. The Phoenix are now going to return to this side of the map. The Immortals, the sentries, even Probes pulling in. And he can afford to lose a lot of them. Has's second Immortal is about to pop out. So far, things looking better for Showtime units loss-wise, but with 2 Immortals, I don't know if you can break this. Showtime's going to need some very good micro. He might even commit to that Shade, but the Phoenixes, they hid from the Shade. If those Adepts go in, they'll just die to the Phoenix instantly. The Observer actually does see everything right now for Showtime. And this Prism here just going to pick up these units. Try to micro. Oh no, the Phoenix. Oh, he didn't unload. Missed micro from Showtime. He didn't unload. 3 Stalkers dying in the Prism as well as losing his ability to micro his units. He's got a natural down behind it, but that was a terrible mistake from Showtime. 3 Stalkers in a low economy situation like this is absolutely vital. Back at home, Cybercore has finished rebuilding for Has, warping in some more sentries and zealots. He's got 3 Immortals. Showtime has just got to hold the low ground. The problem is this. The Phoenix have got so much energy, and they're going to massacre Showtime's economy. Showtime knows he probably needs to try to win with this army right here, right now, because his economy is totally ruined. He's got to try to do some damage, tries to trap some units with force fields, gets a Stalker. I'd actually love to see an Observer from Has just to get rid of the high ground vision. And here we go. Has just goes ham now. Oh, that Prism almost got focused down. Ooh, a Sentry goes down there. But these Immortals dish out so much damage. Those Phoenixes have wrecked Showtime's economy. And now Showtime, even though he's got a natural, I don't know if he can build probes as fast as they can be killed by those Phoenix. So, ooh, Immortals are going to go down. Immortals are going down the ramp. That Warp Prism just keeping them alive there, doing some damage, just trading slowly, trying to force his way down. Showtime knows he needs to buy time and try to reprobe up at home. He's trying to warp in Stalkers at home as well, wants to try to get rid of those Phoenix while maintaining position. But Has is dogged, he knows he can break through here. And look at that, the Immortal damage! The Stalkers get blitzed! The Prism barely revealing itself for half a second at a time. The Stalkers unable to focus it down. Remember, there is no blink. The Prism almost goes down, but these Immortals standing strong. 4 4 Immortals. The Stalkers and Sentries running out of hit points. Back at home, the Stalkers have done a bit of damage. They've killed 1 Phoenix, but 20 probes for Showtime against 27 for Has. He's still trying to hold on. He needs to buy more time. He needs to buy more time, but that Prism continuing to ferry these Immortals down to the low ground, pick them back up to the high ground, and their barriers just keep getting value. The force fields trapping a few Sentries and Stalkers of Showtime, and Has is going to continue ferrying to the low ground. He manages to break down. Showtime's got to evacuate, but you know what? The Phoenix are here. They're going to catch the retreat. They managed to pick up a few units. Good focus fire by Showtime. He's going to take down 1 Phoenix, freeing a Sentry from the clutches. He's going to try and recall out. Does that recall the lifted unit? Indeed it does. Oh my lord. I wonder what that looks like. Apparently it just transforms onto the ground. Fair enough. There is an Immortal on the way. Right now, Showtime is up 4 probes. He's got a natural mining. He's definitely had an income. He even... Oh, he dived some probes in here. Some Adepts in. Got 5 probe kills. We are going to see Has look to expand here. Is he going to drop it straight away? Yeah, he's going to drop it. But he's still got the Phoenixes alive. And most importantly, 4 Immortals, 4 Sentries, a bunch of Zealots and Adepts. So many that are going to provide buffer here. Look at the army supply, guys. 33 for Showtime, 56 for Has. That's just too much. And, sorry guys, I'm trying to get rid of that tab. I'm a great observer. The Warp Prism dancing with death, but that's it. There's just too much for Has. He can headbutt against these force fields all day. He will gun his way through. The force fields are gone for Showtime. And Has able to force his way through the German Protoss. Demour crumbles! After losing that Warp Prism with the 3 Stalkers, and it was relatively crucial, but I mean, maybe he just should have transitioned into his expansion quicker. If he went for the contain earlier, probably would have been able to secure an advantage, but great Phoenix counterattacks from Has. Phoenix usage to take care of everything. Very good, and a very smart evacuation from the low ground by Has in the first place to keep himself alive in that game. 1-1. Oh, my man. People like, this is the opposite of what I expect a Has vs Showtime game to be. I know, right? You're like, Showtime's cheating him? Indeed. Please tell me, how Adepts do versus Immortals? I know Zealots can get force fielded away, says Dragon Soul. I mean, if you're... I mean, that's versus Sentries, right? I mean, just versus Immortals? Yeah, Zealots do great. Adepts don't do any bonus damage to them, but they also don't take bonus damage from them. So, like, Adepts are not terrible versus Adepts. Immortals, they're not great. Like, neither unit's good versus the other, right? But if your opponent's, like, got a few Immortals, it's not really gonna stop a mass Adept timing, right? And you're always gonna focus down their more fragile units faster. But yeah, Immortals do massive bonus to armored damage, Dragon Soul. So they're really good for killing Stalkers, other Immortals, buildings, all that sort of stuff. Hey, Riot Nerd, what's happening? You nerd, you kids don't even remember Warcraft 1, I bet, lol. Alright, Bombed Man, we're going to test you. Look at this guy with his elitist comments in chat. He says, you don't even remember Warcraft 1. Alright, Bombed Man, let me know when you're in chat. I'm going to ask you a question, and you have to answer it immediately. Okay? You don't get to go Google it. You don't get to cheat. We're gonna have to just accept your honor system here, okay? We're gonna have to accept honor system. Up here in the top left, guys, map number 3. It's Has, the Cheese Lord. Down here in the bottom right, in the blue, it's Showtime. Oh, has he already left? He just came in, said, you kids don't even remember Warcraft 1, lol, and then just left. That was his only contribution to chat. Is that a bot? Is it a bot? I think it's a bot. So... Oh, it says giver. No, okay, they're there. Just a bit of a delay. What did you have to press to drag a box in Warcraft 1? What was the modifier to drag a box in Warcraft 1? Since you couldn't just drag with your mouse, you needed to hold down a modifier. Which one was it? Let's see how old school you are, Bombed Man. Let's see if you can remember. Most people that played that game can't even remember the modifier. Yep, you couldn't drag a box. And after that, I'll open it up to everyone. Bombed Man says, no, I'm real. Just hops in chat and just randomly says you guys don't remember Warcraft 1. Maybe I missed some context in some other conversation you were weighing in on. I don't know. But the answer's too slow, so I can tell Bombed Man. It's there on Google right now. It's trying to find it. People are saying alt. But Bombed Man's like, eh, you guys all ruined it. You guys are idiots. Tried to give him the answer there. Man, I think he's watching on 360p with buffering because his answers are so slow. I can't even play with him. Some people are saying tab, some are saying shift. All right, it's too slow. Anyways, yeah, you couldn't drag a box. I think it was control or alt. I don't even know. I played the shit out of that game. I played it years after it came out in like 98, maybe, because I played it after Warcraft 2, I remember. But good game. Also, guys, what was the maximum number of units you could select in Warcraft 1? Shout out in chat if you remember. This is what I love. I love this chat. This chat is so old that we know. People in here know all this shit. Yeah, it was control or alt. It was one of them. I didn't act all leaders saying people don't remember. People are saying how many 69 units you could select. It was 4. It was 4 indeed. Kiliok, Gator Anchor 4 units, Mortal Pastry. And I think just to select multiple units you had to go like, yeah, you had to either shift click just to select multiple units, or you had to hold down, was it control or alt to drag a box? I can't remember. But a lot of people said alt, so I'll trust you guys. I think you were correct. I think you guys are right. But yeah, that was, there was also no Fog of War. Warcraft 2, I believe, was the first game that invented Fog of War, which is, once you've revealed an area of a map, you can't actually see anything except the terrain. So I'm pretty sure, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, I think Warcraft 2 was the first game that invented Fog of War. Before that, Command & Conquer, Dune, Warcraft 1, once you revealed an area of the map, you could see that area always. So it was black before that. Once you revealed it, you could see units that moved there, everything. Warcraft 1 had fog? No, it didn't. I'm like 90% sure Warcraft 1 didn't have fog, Kiliok. There were no control groups? Yeah. It was Warcraft 2, I'm pretty sure, that invented it. 1996, I believe, was Warcraft 2. I think that was the first RTS game to invent Fog of War, and it became the standard after that. SD says Age of Empires. No, Age of Empires was 98, same year StarCraft 1 came out. Yeah, Warcraft 2 was a trendsetter. Blizzard was huge in setting up RTS history with Warcraft 1, then Warcraft 2 and stuff. Anyway, guys, let's talk about this game here. Warcraft 2 was super important. Oh, yeah. Fantastic game. StarCraft was important because it was the first time, I believe, an RTS actually had completely different factions in terms of economy, units, whereas before that it was like, this team gets one slightly different thing, or one slightly different spell, and otherwise it would just be different skins on what is basically the identical units, whether you're orcs or humans or Greeks or Persians or whatever in Age of Empires as well. And then you'd get like one specialty unit that would try to add flavor to the race. But StarCraft was like, bam, this is the first time you actually get very different stuff. You hated oil in Warcraft 2? Oh, it took a while to get oil, man. Alright, guys. So, Has has gone Stalkers. Turtling with Phoenix. Both players have expanded. It's a Phoenix war. Showtime's ahead in the Phoenix war. He's ahead in the work account. He is also keeping vision with the Adept Scout. But there's a DT shrine on the way. So Has is doing the fastest possible DT transition, taking advantage of the fact that Showtime's shades can't see it. Showtime feels like he sees everything that's happening. He's not. Oh! Can't believe he let those in! That was such a gamble. I'm going to call that a mistake. If Has lets those in, if they move north towards this side rather than towards there, he sees the DT shrine potentially. Like, that was so dumb. But Has gets away with it. Has gets away with it, man. Oh my god, he's sneaking up the forward pylon. Sorry for not commentating the early game too much, guys. I do normally try to give a lot of running commentary, but we wanted to make fun of our bombed man in chat there. Warcraft 1 was a good game, though. Thanks for going down memory lane with me, guys. CNC was the first one released, and it and Warcraft 2 both had Fog of War tech, so they both created it technically, says Heathen Source. Did the original Command & Conquer have Fog, though? Command & Conquer was 95, 1 year before Warcraft 2, wasn't it? I don't think it had Fog. I think it was Red Alert when they brought in Fog. I could be wrong. I can't even remember if they had Fog in Red Alert. I think they did. Oh, fuck me. So, Showtime says, look, I should be ahead in Phoenix. I know I've been ahead in Gasol game. Let's fuck you up! Showtime dives in, and he says, yeah, get wrecked, get wrecked. He sees the DT shrine, he goes, oh, shit! He's quickly trying to warp in units. He's got to block these units getting into his base. He's got a robo on the way, but it's not ready. He's trying to build oracles. He's hold positioning units so that DT can't get in, but these DTs are already there. Oh, he pulled back the Zealot! No, he pulled back the Zealot! It was a mistake! I think that was a mistake. He should have left them there. But either way, that pylon was going to go down. There's already a DT working on the probes in his natural. And uh-oh, the robo is exposed. Oracles are going to come out. He's got Zealots. His Phoenix are dicking Has on that side of the map, but they've only got limited energy. They can't finish the game, whereas the DTs can just keep attacking. He does the tag. He gets 2 DTs. That DT is already spread to the left-hand side, though, and Showtime's economy is already pretty dicked. Actually, it's about tied up, but with no observer on the way, the Oracles aren't going to have enough energy. Even if he tags that DT there, it's already killed his whole mineral line. Oh, 32 probes dead, 3 more DTs, still no robotics up. What a terrible way to lose a Phoenix War. Has going with a gigantic gamble, but Showtime not aggressive enough with his Phoenix to realize that Has was investing a lot of his gas elsewhere, was way down on the Phoenix count. It's always dangerous to attack in Phoenix versus Phoenix because your opponent has defender's advantage, and if they have just 1 more Phoenix, they will fucking destroy you. Has takes advantage of that knowledge. He says, Showtime's a smart guy. He's not going to attack in if he's only up maybe 1 Phoenix or half a Phoenix, because by the time he gets to my side of the map, I've probably got the Phoenix lead. That's dangerous. But I am behind in Phoenix, so how do I ever make a play with Phoenix? Has says, just cut Phoenix production. He was kind of building Phoenix, but he was prioritizing the Twilight, the DT Shrine. He snuck the probe out the left-hand side of the map, in between the Adept Shades. Beautiful, disgusting. Just taking advantage of the knowledge that there is a window there where it's very dangerous to pressure any harder. Letting the Shades in, which almost saw the DT Shrine, was just crazy. That was actually just insane. And, whoo! Heathen Source says, I think they both were actually 95. Red Alert definitely did have Fog of War. Yeah, I think Red Alert definitely did. But you could turn it off, says Solarak. Oh yeah, that sounds about right. Back in those games, they're like, "Ugh." Can you say dicking during a cast, says Domination? Oh, I say it all the time. In casts on my channel. Not too keen on saying it on not my channel. Say WCS event? Probably not the best idea. Might get fired. Blizzard will be mad. I'll get spanked. They'll be like, naughty pig. Don't say that on the camera. Bad. Taiwan #1. You know it. You know it, dude. Has is a beast. Got a Taiwanese fan there in chat. Excited to see this absolute behemoth take the 2-1 advantage, and guess what? He's going into red shit. It's an absolutely insane aggressive map. We've seen some crazy gimmicks on it. Has looking to finish it off. Down here in the bottom left-hand side in the red, it's Has. And up here in the top left in the blue, the Protoss. It's Showtime. Heathen Source says, I apologize. You were right. Warcraft 2 invented it without a doubt. I did some research. My man, I have a good memory. Yeah, it was, Warcraft 2 was one of the first, that and Command & Conquer were the first RTS games I played. Those are some of the first games I played. Other than maybe Lemmings? Good games. What other old games? I mean, I guess I played Doom and Wolfenstein. Original Doom 2 and Wolfenstein. Oh! He pylon tricks the probe through the minerals. Oh god, I remember this game, guys. This is one of my favorite games of the tournament. Holy crap. Yes, I watched it before. Yes, I know what's going to happen. And it doesn't change my excitement at all. He's coming in, and guess what? Showtime sees this probe coming. He has no idea that he's snuck through his back door. Oh, you dirty, dirty boy, Has. And look, this probe is just pretending to scout. And Showtime, look at, let's go to Showtime's vision, guys. He's keeping an eye on that probe. He's keeping an eye on that probe. He's keeping an eye. He's like, okay, putting down my core. Keep macroing. This is a normal opening. It's a normal opening. It's a normal game. All right, that's weird. Has is playing normal. Doop de doop. Doop de doop de doop. Let's chase that probe. And, oh. Are we not on his camera? Oh, he saw the forge on his minimap. He didn't even need to see anything else. Showtime comes down, sees there's gateways and cannons, and he says, shit, shit, shit. Oh, he canceled his second gateway immediately. I'm not sure if that was the right call. I guess he needs money to try and evacuate his base. He's got to evacuate. So this probe's going to go out. He's got to build a nexus somewhere else. He said, it's too late. There's too many cannons up. I cannot fight this. He can still squeeze a stalker out in the near future. But for now, Showtime going to go for this nexus over here. That's going to be a real beauty. And that should be phantasmagoric. What do we do? What did I just press, guys? Oh, I pressed the pause button. I can't zoom in. Oh, there we go. I can zoom in. Heaps of cannons going down here. Behind this, gases are both down for Has. He's added a cybernetics core at home. He's got a gateway on the front. He's going to be able to build stalkers here in the near future. One stalker comes out for Showtime. Has knows there has to be a hidden expansion. He's not meeting any resistance. The probes are simply evacuating. Ooh, Showtime loses a probe. That's big. Every probe that goes down is big. Showtime now having to pull almost every worker off. He's only got 5 workers, and notice he's microing them onto these mineral patches, and he's microing them on one at a time, because if he accidentally doesn't do it that way, they're going to run onto these patches. So individually micros them. Has with the double gas steal. You douchebag, Has. I love you. Showtime's like, are you serious? You piece of crap. I don't even know if that matters too much, since this is still a while away from finishing. Has has got a gateway up at home, a cannon up at home. He's chrono boosting his own stalker on the front to make sure he can get rid of all of the infrastructure. There's an oracle out for Showtime. That could be big. There's already a probe down here at the gold base. I think Has is thinking about expanding to the gold. This stalker very slowly going to be removing those assimilators. These probes here, they gather up, and we are going to see the recall down here. And Showtime expands to the other base. He immediately starts mining. A few probes start helping to clear the assimilators so he can take his own gases. The oracle's out. I'm not sure if Has managed to see this oracle moving down the left-hand side of the map. Another stalker there. There's a shield battery starting. It's not quite finished, but there is a stalker out. There may be a little bit of a window to do damage. Has's probe, so well positioned, sees the oracle coming. Stalker is in position. The oracle's going to dive. It's going to look for some kills. Another 5 seconds till the shield battery is done, but there's a cannon. Oh no, he doesn't micro the oracle there. Showtime focusing on his macro, only gets 2 kills. Of course, he's trying to put down gateways at home. He's building a shield battery there to make sure he doesn't get overwhelmed. Realizing, guess what? His gateway died before it turned into a warp gate. It got depowered, I mean. He does have warp gate finished though, so as soon as these 3 gateways finish, he can turn them into warp gates, start warping in units. And you know what? He spots the forward pylon. He sees Has is planning to be aggressive on one base. Has has 2 gateways. His own warp gate is well underway. He's probably going to drop a few more gateways, maybe even a forward gateway to get a fast warp in pylon. I'm not sure. Is he going to go build a pylon somewhere else? He's got probes moving all over the map right now, trying to throw out certain amounts of disinformation. A cyber core goes up because that cyber core in the main is getting very low to these stalkers. Has says, if I kill this, if I come down and hit you, there's no way you get extra gateways up in time. But Showtime he's seen this. He knows it's coming. The oracle turns on its laser beam. It actually decides to save energy. The stalker's going to clean that up. Does Has transition? No. He's going into a 3rd gateway. He can do fast warp-ins up here, but that's going to get spotted by the gateway. He's not going to finish the cyber core. I guess he knows there'll be another cyber core up anyway. It's not that important. Deprioritizes that. This oracle could come in and do some damage to these probes, but not too much because of the shield battery. So yeah, he's just going to fly through. He sees the 2 gateways. Showtime knows it's an all-in. More shield batteries already going down. More stalkers warping in. Showtime very well prepared. It's 5 stalkers versus 5 stalkers. Showtime grabs the high ground advantage. That stalker that's warping in takes some damage, but as soon as it finishes warping in, it is able to be healed by the shield battery. And there we go. Showtime is on the offense. He's already taken down one of Has's stalkers. Has warping in 3 more, but these are slow warp-ins. Has trying to take the fight, trying to push Showtime back. One of Showtime's stalkers goes down, but it is a 1-for-1 trade. trade. If Showtime can get another warp in going, he should be good. We've got a Stargate behind this. Oh my lord, a stasis trap freezes every single probe in the main base. He says, I might not be able to kill your units because of the shield battery, but I can freeze them in place. Your shield battery can't stop that. Has still with so much mining lost there. Oh, that's brutal. His Stalker attack's being held. He's trying to go into Phoenix play. This has been an incredible hold at the last second by Showtime. It almost felt like he was trying to bait Has into forcing him to take this expansion, but I guarantee you he was not. You do not want to be in this position when you're one game away from being eliminated as Showtime. You do not want to have to go and take a fucking expansion, especially below this high ground. If Has got his high ground area, he wins the game. Showtime would not be able to break up there. The shield batteries could only heal like one unit pushing up the ramp. It would have been disastrous. That's why Showtime is so focused on defending this watchtower. And oh, if he can catch these adepts, that'll be great. Showtime coming forward. He spots them. He's going to jump on top of these two adepts. A beautiful pickup. Not going to be able to get that harassment on is Has. Has has got a few Phoenix going around the map. Showtime looking to expand. Has still on one base, no expansion, a very delayed robo. He's trying to build shield batteries at home, but Showtime's one step ahead. He's already expanded, and has no idea about it. His Phoenix sees the gateways. He's worried about this assault. His cannon is going to help him defend. Oracle does the revelation, pulling back because of the threat of the force field. If he pushes up that ramp, the force field lands. He will lose 3 or 4 stalkers, so gonna move back, might actually go and take down these pylons. That would be worthwhile, but he sees no gold base, and I think Showtime's just gonna play very conservatively for now. Just take your natural. He's got his robo started. He doesn't want to die to DTs. The reason he didn't have to rush this is because he kept scouting with his Oracle. He saw extra gates, then he saw a Stargate. There's no way Has on one base was gonna be able to afford that. All the stalkers and everything else. Oh no, a Phoenix goes down. Things are going from bad to worse for Has in this game. It looks like he might have to play a game 5, and Mortal's starting to come out. But the natural's up for Showtime. He's up 3 probes. The Oracle does fall to that Phoenix. Nice snipe. Finally getting that Oracle, which really ruined Has's entire plans this game. Killed a few workers. Helped spot the pylon down here, which told Showtime there was an attack coming. Came back in and scouted extra gateways, which told him there was still an attack coming even after the pylon died. And just continued to scout everything throughout this entire game. Now Has goes for the gold base. It's building another Oracle as well, but just 3 Phoenix. Not really the right number. They haven't done a lot this game. They should be able to kill this Stalker. Finally getting a little bit of value. Showtime's going to move down there. He's looking to warp in and assault the gold base. Has Showtime spotted that gold? He has. He's seen it. Phoenix are going to take out this probe as well. Oh shit, we had a big cheer just before from Crash Corner. 1100-bit cheer says, just take it, you dumbass. Wow, someone's angry. I can't tell if trying to make a joke or not. Wow, that's an odd comment. Crash Corner, thanks for the money. Oh, another Phoenix goes down. That's really bad. Oh, this Phoenix is just getting battered, man. Battered and bruised. What are you doing? Run.
Has reminds me of Donald Trump getting into office. You think I will have a chance at GSL Pig? I think so. Has showed me the light at the end of the tunnel, mate.
Blazing Maze of the 420 tip. My man. Thank you so much for the support. Yeah, I guess Has making the finals. It's a little bit, you know, like Trump making it to office in that it's the player who everyone likes the most that wins. It's the player with the most popularity, the best personality, the strongest macro, and the best attitude towards the game. No, Trump memes aside, thank you very much for the support. You know, Has, he finds these windows, like he understands people's assumptions in the game better than everyone else. And these players are so valuable. Oh, Stray Immortal, force field trap in. Oh, what are you doing, Has? Oh, Showtime wasn't even quick to react. The Oracles dive in. They kill 4 probes. Oh, they're going to get a few more. Not bad. The surprise double Oracle trying to tie up the worker count, but losing an Immortal back at home. Ooh, aggressive force fields here. Has trying to find an angle. And both sides. Oh, the trap! The Warp Prism trying to evacuate these units, but not before a ton of them have gone down. Lots of probes starting to fall as well. I'd like to see Showtime just drop on this at this point. Pick up the Immortals and just get to the other side with your whole army. He's playing it very conservatively for now. The Phoenix and Oracles are going to come back to try and defend this gold base, but As long as Showtime maintains this position, he is in a good spot. That Phoenix decides to show that it can lift and does end up getting smacked in the face. Oh my god, GG's. Oh damn, that was insane. That was insane. Jay McConnell, welcome to the Pigsty, my dude. Thank you very much for the Twitch Prime sub. Great to have you rejoining the sty. Yeah, I don't know, ACW. This guy's just throwing money at me and insulting me. I feel like a waitress who's just had her ass grabbed by some seedy fuck who I have no interest in. But he's like, here's a $50 tip. It's all good, love. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. It's like, I don't know. To be fair, when someone posts a mean comment on the internet, it's not nearly the same as actually having my ass grabbed. It's not nearly as bad. Obviously, I am joking. If someone were to sexually harass me, I think that would be a little bit more confronting than someone saying a mean word on the internet. Probably not going to cry myself to sleep tonight. Dudes, Game 5? Has is a fucking madman. What a legend. How does he make this happen? By being a psychopath. Ninja Warrior with a 1500-bit cheer. My man says on and off viewer for years. Thank you for your dedication for streaming. Dude, thank you so much for the support. Spamming out those pig farts in chat. Look at that beautiful, beautiful cloud of vapor coming out the back of that 1000-bit cheer. Still very proud of the fact that I have a whole series of cheer gifs that are just pigs farting. And they're just different levels of fart for how much bits it is. Like, to me, I think that just embodies the whole attitude in this stream. It's amazing. Up here in the top left-hand side, in the red, the Protoss player. It is Has. Down here in the bottom right-hand side, in the blue, a Protoss player. It is Showtime. I actually haven't watched any of the Orville, though I have heard it is good. I have heard it's like the closest thing to an actual good Star Trek right now, even though it's a comedy. I watched most of the first season of Discovery. Then I got sad and started watching Deep Space Nine, and then I got happy. There were little things I liked about Discovery, but there just weren't enough to make up for the things I did not like. There were too many things I did not like about Star Trek Discovery. I was like, no, this isn't Star Trek. It's not. J.J. Abrams got his dirty paws on it, didn't he? You know, get like my elitist comments out. I go on a forum and start complaining about that shit. They made it wrong. Has is walling off the low ground ramp. That's awesome. I do this sometimes. So the problem right now is that pylon doesn't cover there. You're going to have to wall with a pylon rather than a battery or anything, because this doesn't reach that area. And a pylon only has an 18-second build time, so it means adepts can be a lot more threatening. Showtime loves opening with double adepts. We saw it in the game 1 being the demise of Has. But double stalker this time around. It's a smaller map, so fair enough. Just wants to have the frontal fighting units. Showtime is rotating his probe around. He's going to go low ground pylon. And it looks like it is going to be a low ground pylon defensive position. I like that. Rather than out front, this is a better position because you can still put the shield battery out front, but then they can't depower it as easily. Like the pylon's protected. I personally much prefer that. Pylon in the main here for Has. 2 adepts on the way. Stargate. And did we just... Sorry guys, I'm going to rewind really quickly. I think we just saw a Stargate go down for Showtime and then get cancelled, or am I imagining things? I am imagining things! Nope. I don't think so. Let's check. Has's probe. It's gonna come back in. Oh no, it does. It does. Okay, it comes in. He's like, shit, it's gonna get seen, so he cancelled it. And that probe also attacked it to try and delay it. Ah, Showtime trying to hide the Stargate. But that means his Stargate's gonna be later now. So good move by Has there. Comes around, almost spots it, forces the cancel. That's a bit of wasted gas. Meanwhile, these Adepts already going across the map in the sneakiest path ever. I think Showtime's probe also withdrew, so he doesn't know it's double Adept out of these gates. Also, because these gates are built further forward, these Adepts can get across the map a little bit quicker than Showtime might expect. Stargate's faster, so Has is going to have the advantage in the Phoenix War, and he could do a 3-gate Stargate all in if he skips the Nexus. For now, these Adepts are going to poke in. And actually, Showtime already building a pylon on the front. He wants to get aggressive. I think he might be building shield batteries there. Uh-oh, the Shade's coming in. The Stalker's out of position. Showtime focusing on trying to break the front. He's microing his Stalkers there. He was not expecting 2 Adepts. And this is disastrous. He's trying to recall his Stalkers right now, but the micro from Has is on point. He's not letting the probes surround them. The probes want to get the surround. They've got to run to the natural, but they took too long to make up their mind. That is 9 probes killed. Oh, he's going to get a 10th. That is disgusting. That is game ending right there. 28 probes for Has, the guy who always overprobes and gets an insane economy on one base. Even though these later probes get diminishing returns, they still get returns up until 24 probes, or at least 22 probes on a mineral line. Meanwhile, Showtime has got 11 probes on minerals. Oh my god, this is a disaster. He's got a single Phoenix, 4 Stalkers. He does have a gateway and a battery on the front. He's going to try and counterbust. He's got 3 gateways. There's only 2 Stalkers, verse 4. With 1 warp in there, might just be critical massive units for Showtime. Has has got a warp in right now, but he's got a Nexus on the way. I think he might have to cancel that Nexus to stay alive here. The full wall off, though, does provide aggregate vision, and those 2 Phoenix. That's the key. The Phoenix is going to be huge. Showtime, if he goes all the way up to focus the Stalkers or the shield battery, the Phoenix will come in and punish him for that. He does have 1 Phoenix of his own, but it cannot contest the 3 of Has. He's got his Stalkers here moving backwards, moving forwards. Does pull back that weakened Stalker using the shield battery, but there's 3 shield batteries going down for Has as well, even though Has's first shield battery is gone. That's a nice move, focusing the pylon there, but the sentry's here. With good force fields, he can trap these Stalkers, and that's going to be an easy hold for Has. If he can trap them, oh, actually misses the force fields. He wanted to stop the Stalkers running in. Where are the Phoenix right now? The Phoenix were trying to fly across the map. Oh, we got caught a little bit out there. Has does end up grabbing one of those Stalkers. The shield battery saves that Phoenix just barely in time. And these Stalkers of Showtime microing their little hearts out. He's down in army supply, though. And there's a full energy shield battery. He does take down the low hit point Phoenix. He's trying to pull back his Stalkers. 1 Stalker falls. Another Showtime Stalker falls. There's still 2 Phoenix left alive here for Has. Make that just 1. Only 1 left. Ah, it is still looking healthy. The Showtime lift comes down. Showtime dancing back to that back shield battery. He's actually killing a ton of Has's units. That Stalker corpse displayed on the Cybercore in a sign of absolutely disgusting German brutality. Showtime with his sick efficiency here. He's got 7 Stalkers. He's got a Phoenix. He's adding more batteries. He's all in. He's 17 probes versus 30. There's even probes mining on the natural here. He's got to just do it right here, right now. If he can't break through these energy batteries, the battery's going to get more energy. The Stalkers and Sentry's going to be good. Another trap there with the force field. But that Stalker micros to the right. Good control by Showtime. He's still keeping this alive. He's at 7 Stalkers versus 4. He's got more and more warping in. More shield batteries coming in. 1 Stalker gets trapped at the front. Nice trap, but another Sentry does go down there for Has. Has has a Void Ray, though. And all you need is 1 Chad Ray to get rid of these cuck Stalkers. At least that's what Has is saying to himself. But he has actually made a mistake during this. He's got 30 probes, but only 1 mining on the natural. He's got so many extra in that main. If he can pull them to his natural, he's going to have more money. Right now, he's got only 1 gateway and 1 Stargate for Has. Because he's lost that other gateway. That's why he's struggling so much. It's hard for him to even spend his money. He's trying to rebuild 4 gateways in his main base. Showtime trying to break through. He's going to knock him back down to no gateway production. But there's warp gates finishing in the main. Has is going to be transforming those. We've got 9 Stalkers and a Phoenix versus 4 Stalkers, a Chad Ray and a Phoenix. That 1 Sentry warping into that force field could be crucial. The overcharge Void Ray doing the huge damage. A second Chad joins up. The shield battery getting low there at the front, but it's already out of energy. These shield batteries a little bit too far back for Showtime as he tries to breach the ramp. He needs to keep pulling it back, and that loses him momentum. And with a second Void Ray there, there's 1 prismatic alignment off cooldown. There's 1 force field ready to wedge some of his Stalkers forward in the battle zone. The Stalker's taking huge damage, but he moves forward. Will he get the Void Ray? He gets it. 1 Void Ray goes down. The second Void Ray, though, survives barely. The shield batteries heal it up, and that surviving might be what turns the tables, because guess what? Third and fourth warp gate are up. Probes are moving down. If Showtime doesn't break him right now, the income is about to go drastically ahead for Has. Showtime making a fight out of a huge deficit. He is making this game so much closer than he should be able to. He snaps the Chad Ray. He snaps the Stalker. He's going to snap another Stalker, but another third Chad Ray comes into last second. He has to focus the Phoenix to stop that lift, but he's lost a lot of Stalkers. He's still got the advantage. He takes down one more Stalker. There's still 2 fresh shield batteries. The Chad Ray and a few Zealots coming in. Showtime cannot get cornered by those Zealots. 2 more sentries warping in, and those force fields could be it. 1 round of good force fields will win the game, and that is the force fields he needed. Has shuts down 4 Stalkers on the ramp. The Zealot's able to engage, and this Chad Ray standing strong, dishing out the hurt. Has finally holds on, stands strong. There's just not enough firepower for Showtime. Yeah, he's kind of baiting him down and doing more damage, but he's only got 5 Stalkers. They just can't do shit. Has way too much income. He's up 500 minerals a minute, 12 probes. He's up in expansion. He's got those cost-efficient Chad Rays overhead. The shield batteries in the front line are all out of energy. Showtime has made a fight out of this. He has shown his mettle. But it all came back to the 2 Adepts sliding in the early game. He was staring at his micro on the front a little bit too much. He didn't think it was an Adept opening from Has. And now Has stabilizes. Now Has starting to venture forward towards the edge of the ramp. He wants to push down. The Chad Ray stands valiantly above the field of battle. And it's just unupgraded pleb Stalkers here up against this beautiful, beautiful army. Even the Zealots looking quite powerful whenever they're able to engage against the Stalkers. Has taking some really sloppy engages down this ramp, giving Showtime a glimmer of hope, but I don't think a glimmer is enough. Right now, he has to just unplug his keyboard or something. There's just no energy left here, very little on these shield batteries. The Stalker's trying to just get out of range of the Chad Ray, trying to bait it down the ramp to where he can kill it. Does take down another Zealot, but there's just more Stalkers for Has than there are for Showtime now. 9 Stalkers apiece, plus the Zealots, plus the ramp high ground advantage. This Phoenix here has been a hero, trying to provide high ground advantage without going down, but it's just so hard to micro for Showtime. Always moving this Phoenix forward to provide high ground vision. It goes down! Showtime has lost the high ground vision. He now needs to move to this point on the ramp whenever he wants to fire up there. Has can hold position on the top of the ramp. Showtime knows he's done for. With no high ground vision, there is no more chance to micro. And holy shit, defense of the Chad Ray stands strong. GG, well played. Has takes out Showtime 3-2. Showtime so close to bringing that back from what was an unwinnable position. But that is where the gateways in the ramp can backfire on you. You lose those 2 gateways. Has lost his production. He was also slow to move those probes to his natural, something which Roddy pointed out when he was casting it live. He was like, oh, if those probes were down there, he'd be mining so much more. He would have had like even more money for batteries and Stalkers. But, whoo, GG, well played, guys. Has takes it out. Amazing series. Amazing. Especially the defense of the cannon rush from Showtime in Game 4. It very well could have ended there, that surprise cannon rush. But it did not. GG, well played.